Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown town streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. The city's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, fills up your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Monday, July 15th. I'm your host, Dani Gurry. I cannot let this show go for even 1 second without stopping to wish my lovely daughter, my favorite daughter, Brody, a very happy 19th birthday. Wow, I remember 19, even though it was a really, really long time ago. And you got the whole world ahead of you. And I'm wishing you all the best. All right, I need 50 pairs of shoes to hit my 200 goal. Thank you so much to Dorothy Castle, Tommy Skaggs, Pulling for Veterans, Jillian, Pam Day, and others who have all dropped off shoes or donated so I could purchase some. Mama Cone and I found some great deals on clearance yesterday, and I'm determined to shop until I've hit that goal. I've got 1 week from today to do it. Okay, I know you can help. Even $5 or $10, because let me tell you, these shoes I found on clearance were awesome, and they were just they weren't that expensive at all, which is great. So I'm gonna hit all the clearance sections. I'm gonna make some deals. I'm gonna ask managers if I buy a bunch of shoes, will they give me even bigger discounts? Because we are coming into the final week. So 50 pairs is all we need to hit that 200 goal, and I know many of you have been giving to other people who are also collecting. Look, we're trying to get to 5,000 pairs of shoes to send Julie Gaver out on her final year as the event planner for this particular event. Now, the event is obviously going to live on, but it may look a little different. And so we want to make sure this year is the best yet. So if you have $5 or $10 that you can Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, drop off on my doorstep, or you can pick up a pair of shoes while you're shopping this week. Maybe you have some Kohl's cash like my friend Dorothy. Maybe you have some extra coupons or discounts or something where you can actually get those shoes. So I really need some help. I had on here actually with 564 subscribers, but somehow now I'm down to 563. So I don't know who it was who subscribed and unsubscribed. But anyway, we have 563 subscribers on YouTube, plus hundreds watching on Facebook. Actually, these videos get about 1,000 views per day. So I just need 20 of you to maybe drop me $20, and I should be able to get the rest of the shoes or be close to it. All right, or you can do this. Get into the shop at 401 North Market Street, Thursdays to Sundays. Grab your Good Morning Frederick swag. Actually, reach out to me. If you want some Good Morning Frederick swag, I'll sell it to you direct. I've got t-shirts, hats, travel mugs, stickers, and magnets because the proceeds from the sales of merch goes towards supporting the donations I make to organizations like Souls of Love and United Way's Stuff the Bus, which I've already done. So when you purchase, you're literally giving back to the community. You get the swag, the community gets the help. All right, so really appreciate anything you guys can do for that. On today's show, I recap the high wheel race from Saturday. You're also going to meet Vanessa Hobbs, a super, super smart mom. And Mama Cone and I learn about science. And we enjoy it, actually, which is shocking to hear me say. And then Susan sits down with me to talk about Common Market. They are celebrating 50 years this year. In August, I think they're going to have their big celebration. And it's Monday, which means Pawsome Pets, thanks to Pet and Home Care. And you'll meet Suni. Oh my gosh, she is an adorable kitty. And she's about 8 to 10 months old. So if you don't want the little kitten and you don't want an older cat, she just might be perfect for you. Chris Michaels joins me from WFMD's Morning News Express for news, weather, and sports. Bob Miller is off today, getting some blood work done. Don't you love when that has to happen? I'm telling you, as you get older, all the things happen. In fact, right now, my back is sore, and all I did was sleep. How do you sleep and then wake up and then have a sore back? This is crazy. And we were just talking yesterday with my family about bunions. My stepmom thinks they're hereditary, and I've got to look that up. I don't think that's true. But anyway, enough about those health issues that we're having. I've got giveaways for you. I do still have a couple Urbana Carnival all-you-can-ride wristbands, good for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We did not give them all away. Let me put that banner up so you know to text. Actually, and you can pick it up right at the carnival. Rob from Intense Barbecue is out there. He's got the ride wristbands for you, so you can head right up to Urbana Carnival, which opens this evening, and ride all night. How about that? And we've got events, obviously, for this week and the weekend coming and in the future so that you can mark your calendars and plan. I'm telling you, there's always some amazing stuff happening in this town of Frederick that we love so much. All right, let's get your week started and get this show going. We have to thank our show sponsor, We Help You Move, or we wouldn't be doing this for much longer, that's for sure. Whether you're moving across the street or somewhere around the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make that move less stressful. I don't think he can remove all the stress because moving is extraordinarily stressful no matter how great Nick and his team are, but they're going to take good care of your stuff. They can even help you from start to finish, packing you up, moving you, and getting you and your stuff to where it needs to go. Veteran owned and a huge supporter of the Frederick community, and the founder of Pulling for Veterans, the nonprofit as well. WeHelpYouMove.com. All right, let's find out what's happening with news, weather, and sports. I've got Chris Michaels here with me today. And let's see. Hopefully, we have some good news. We'll see right after this. Well, good morning, my friend. It's just you and I today.
I'm sitting here searching for my long lost partner, Bob Miller, and he's not here, and I feel like a dog without his trusty owner. Good morning, Danny.
Oh,
How are
boy.
you?
Yes, yes. Well, it stinks getting old when you got to get all the blood work and all that stuff done. So,
Little secret: Bob Miller is about 20, 50, maybe 60 years older than me. But I Shh, don't tell him I said that. But I will say he actually is a lot healthier than me, believe it or not. So give him kudos for that.
I
Bob, we miss you.
actually do believe it, but there you go. It isn't about the size of the muscles to make you healthy, I don't think.
That's a good point. Actually, believe it or not, real quickly, it's a hindrance. Some of my health issues that I've told to Bob on air are because of my muscles, because of all the years of heavy lifting, which was stupid on my part. So for you young folks out there who want to lift weights, especially you young boys, lift enough to where you're in healthy shape. You don't have to be massive. Because at the end of the
Ah,
day, when you hit my age in your 40s, all the years of pounding those heavy weights, you'll feel it on your back and your hips. So
yes. I
there
was
you go.
just talking about, I woke up this morning and my back hurts. So it's like when you get old, that's what happens. You just go to sleep, you wake up and something hurts.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It's when you bend over, it sounds like the 4th of July because everything is cracking. It sounds like fireworks.
Oh,
Real quickly, we didn't do much joking today.
yeah.
Obviously, we're reeling from what happened, the attempted assassination of former President Trump, and that was a big topic on the Morning News Express with Bob and I today. We
Yeah.
had Sheriff Chuck Jenkins on, who obviously has experience working with Secret Service, and we got his local perspective. And we also had actually a former Secret Service agent of 25 years on also, and it was a great discussion between me, Bob, the Secret Service agent, and Chuck Jenkins. And again, we're reeling from that. And my
Yeah.
opinion and Bob's opinion, as a country, we have to do better.
Yes, we do. And, I think for me, it's just the way that people feel like it's okay to make horrible comments. I just, yeah, it was actually we saw it almost by accident. My husband happened to be looking on his phone and saw the right after it happened, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe it, and I actually tried to stay off social media after that because I knew it was just going to be horrible. And look, I think it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what side we're on. We just need to just take a breath and realize that these are people. A man lost his life
Yes.
at that event, and yeah, it's just really shocking. Shocking.
Most people think just because I work on a political talk news station, and we talk politics on here, that's something I like to talk about all the time. Well, that's not the case. You know me, we're friends off air, and I don't get into politics when I'm not working. I felt though, as somebody who's in this industry and does this job, I should make a post on Facebook regarding this. And my opinion on this whole thing is it's a nonpartisan issue. It doesn't matter if you're
Yeah.
left, right, middle. No president, former president, his life should ever be at risk like this.
Yeah.
Whether it's President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, obviously former President Trump. We have a duty as Americans to watch what we say. And, of course, Secret Service has a duty to protect all those presidents and former presidents. And listen, Danny, there'll be a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking. Why was, that building not covered by Secret Service? At the end of the day, I'm just thankful that former President Trump is alive. And again, our condolences, like you said, he was a chief of firefighter over there in Pennsylvania who lost his life as a hero protecting the people
His
he
wife
loves.
and
Yeah,
kids.
and kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Really, it is.
And then again, I don't like to start off joking around, then go into bad news. And I know this is a tough topic, but it's a topic I feel that should be
Yeah.
discussed.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I think that it is. It's really, it really kind of was, I was really dumbfounded all weekend, to be honest. But look, I think that hopefully they'll get to the bottom of everything, and former President Trump is, protected and is still able to get out amongst the people, because that is his energy comes from the people he's able to interact with, and it'll be interesting to see how things move post this event.
And I wanted to give kudos to President Biden. Look, me and Bob joke around, we have a little fun, but he came right on and condemned this, and basically said that the temperature needs to be turned down. And he realizes, just as former President Trump realized, it was too hot and heavy between the two of them, and it has been for years. And right now, as Americans, we need to come together and just be thankful we live in a country where you can have a right or left opinion. Most countries don't have that.
Right.
Let's come together as Americans, please. Let's get together, love one another, and put our political difference aside.
I agree 100%. Well, on that note, my friend, anything else in news you'd like to cover?
Yep. So locally, a Finksburg man was arrested on Saturday for setting a fire in Carroll County. Joseph, and these last names are so hard to read. I don't know why they do that to me. But Joseph Afri Ox, 42, is charged with second-degree arson, malicious burning, and malicious destruction of property. Now, he's currently being held without bond at Carroll County Detention Center. The Maryland State Marshal's Office said on Friday, July 12th at 4:01 p.m., 25 firefighters from the Reese Volunteer Fire Company, and again, I want to read that, Reese Volunteer Fire Company, they're not getting paid to do that, responded to a building of a fire at 3154 Baltimore Boulevard in Finksburg, and found a commercial storage trailer in the rear fully involved in flames. They spent 30 minutes bringing the fire under control. Damage is estimated at about $1,000. And also, real quickly, just a quick, because we're reading about Finksburg, Fred Gwynn, who you know as Herman Munster, of course, was on My Cousin Vinny. He's actually buried over in Finksburg in a cemetery on an unmarked grave. His last days, he died in Tawnytown.
Did he really?
Yeah, he lived in Tawnytown, died in Tawnytown of cancer, I want to say in 1993, but is buried over in Finksburg in an unmarked grave. So,
yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah, well, see all the useless information you learned from me? Let's see here. An email account has been set up by the Maryland Public Service Commission to take comments regarding the proposed Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project. Of course, that's news that's everywhere around here. That's a nearly 70-mile long, 500 kilovolt transmission line that is proposed to run from Baltimore County through Carroll County in the southern part of Frederick County. Now, I know over in Carroll County, where I live, there's actually a Facebook group dedicated to go against the Piedmont Reliability Project going on. A lot of people, for most people I talk to, actually, Dani, are against this. I don't know of a lot of people who are for this. So I
think what you're hearing from are all the people who just recently found out they're going to be impacted by this.
Yes.
I think that is who is right now the most involved. So I do think it's going to take the rest of the citizenry to research this and find out what's going on to either support your neighbors or, figure out what this whole project is. From what I read, a lot of the people said this kind of wasn't shared with them until the last minute.
Right. And a lot of, especially farmers, feel like this is going to hurt them. But as always, I have my opinions. You have your opinions. Bob has opinions. But we really want to know, what do you think? Local area. I mean, your opinion is most important. Let us know over here under the comments. I'm sure Dani loves reading those. And give us your opinion, because we really want to know.
Yeah, I'd love to know, too, if there's anyone out there who wants to speak on this or is going to be impacted. I know they're talking about utilizing eminent domain for a lot of the project, which is, that's heartbreaking. I don't know. I just, I'd love to know what you guys think. Please leave it in the comments. And if you want to chat, you can email me anytime. everythingfredericklive@gmail.com.
And getting back to the attempted assassination of former President Trump, some local reactions from local politicians came in regarding the attempted assassination. Let's see here. A terrible time for the countries is how Maryland GOP candidate for U.S. Senate Larry Hogan describes the attempted assassination of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Again, Larry Hogan's been outspoken of President Donald Trump, in which, he kind of has to. Being a Republican, Republican running for Senate in a pretty blue state, you kind of can't jump on that Trump train if you really want to get elected over here. So he's been outspoken. Now it's interesting to see, though, now that he's running, being a Republican, if he's actually going to try to use President Trump to help him. I know President Trump recently actually endorsed him for Senate. So that should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, look, I mean, you have your public face, you've got your private face, and, sometimes, obviously, we all know they have to play the game in order to get to the next level. So that's the unfortunate part of politics, I think.
Very well said. As for me, all my faces are pretty ugly, so but it's the only face I have, unfortunately, so I have to keep it. Anyway, actually our news team at WFMD caught up with Larry Hogan and got those words from him. So just head to our website at WFMD.com to get the highlights of that interview there.
Nice.
Yep. Let's see here. Now, getting to... Okay. We don't know everything that happened yet, but it's a terrible time for the country, so I'm really praying for the country that we can come together. He continued, former Governor Larry Hogan said. Also responding was Democratic Governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, who said in a statement, political violence is unacceptable against what our country stands for. What happened today, meaning Saturday, to former President Trump is abhorrent and should never be tolerated ever, Moore said. Now, locally, our mayor here in Frederick, Michael O'Connor, put this statement out. Political violence at any level is abhorrent and an affront to the foundation of which our democracy was built. In the face of the attack at the rally for former President Donald Trump, I want to be explicitly clear that our city is united in support of our country and our condemnation of these acts of cowardice. My heartfelt thoughts are with former President Trump and all those affected by the senseless act. As a city, we remain committed to fostering a safe and respectful environment for all. And great job to Mayor Michael O'Connor. I think you can also agree with me. We all agree on that.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And taking a look at weather, Dani, hot today. Mix of clouds and sun, a stray shower or a thunderstorm is possible. High near 100 today. And that's not counting the heat index now.
Yeah.
With the heat index, we could be close to 110. Yeah, I know. Aren't you glad you got that AC fixed?
Yes, very, very glad. And I try so hard not to complain about the heat because I was complaining about the cold for so long, but right now it's kind of hard.
Dani, I swear we think alike. On air before we got off, I said the same thing after our weather report. I said, I try not to complain when it's too hot because then it gets down to like 30 degrees. We're complaining about weather. But Dani, come on, 100 degrees, we should be able to complain. Yeah, that's too much. So looking at tonight, some clouds this evening. We'll give way to mainly clear skies overnight, low near 75. And tomorrow, sunny skies during the morning hours, scattered showers and thunderstorms develop in the afternoon. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have a near record high temperatures of 102, Dani. And again,
oh, my Lord. When's the relief coming? When's it coming?
Right. Well, the problem is, too, we haven't had, at least where I live in Carroll County, we haven't had much rain.
No, we missed that whole storm and everything, too. We haven't had much here at all.
And it's crazy because, like, on the 4th of July, we're supposed to have all this rain. You look above every day at the clouds. You're like, oh, it's going to rain today. It's going to rain today. And bada bing, bada boom, it goes right over you.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, again, high of near 102. That's without the heat index. With the heat index, we're looking at possibly at 111 degrees. So, again, I say this, stay hydrated, not just with water, Gatorade. Make sure your pets are inside the house. And then, of course, check on your elderly people. And sports, this is where Bob would normally come in, so I'm a little nervous. I hope I do as good as he does, but we'll see.
He's going to grade you on this.
He is. He's going to see this and say, oh, Chris, you stunk. He told me I can't talk about the Mets. He said I can't talk about New York teams. So he says I got to keep it local, so I guess that's what I'll do.
I agree.
Speaking of local, Cedric Mullins, the center fielder's 2-run walk-off double in the 9th propels the Birds, the O's, past the New York Yankees. Speaking of New York sports, as a Mets fan, hate the Yankees. Very happy the Birds won that game to close out the first half. Snaps the O's 5-game skid. The O's beat the Yankees 6-5. Now, with that win, the O's are 1 game ahead of the Yankees for the AL East Division lead. And I got to tell you, this is some race. It's going to come down to the wire between the Orioles and Yankees. The O's and Nats are off for the All-Star break. And speaking of the Washington Nationals, they lost to the Brewers. Well, I shouldn't say lost. They got shellacked. They got spanked by the Brewers. 9-3. The Nats finish off the first half of the season at 44-53, while the O's finish 20 games over 500 at 58-38, and once again a 1-game lead over the Yankees for the AL East. So first half of the season,
you like saying that, don't you?
I do. Well, I'm happy the O's are ahead of the Yankees, and listen, big difference between the Nats and O's. The O's got a great young team, and I think they're going to be good in the future.
I hope so for sure. All right, my friend. One
more thing. Some sad news. Jacoby Jones played just 3 seasons for the Baltimore Orioles, but his legacy left an incredible mark on Baltimore and his fans. He passed away at the young age of 40 years old.
Oh,
so
terrible.
Man, yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if I like you ending on such bad news, but that's okay.
Well, your hair looks good, Dani, so that's good news. It looks wonderful as always.
There you go. All right. Have an awesome day. We will see you and Bob tomorrow morning.
Take care.
All right. I want to thank Chris and WFMD's Morning News Express for that. All right. Let's talk giveaways. I did not remove the all-you-can-ride wristbands. I do have a couple left. So if you would like to head to the Urbana Firemen's Carnival either tonight, tomorrow, or Wednesday evening, text RIDE right now, and I will give them to you. You don't even have to wait. Text RIDE, R-I-D-E, to 888-465-2944. Also, I did not give away all the Fast Smash passes on Friday. I do have a couple of those left. So if you would like to head to Crash and Catharsis Rage Factory, which is right on Patrick Street, right next to the Weinberg. It's a lot of fun. I'd love to send you there to get some frustration out with Crystal and her team at Crash and Catharsis. And of course, we've got those weekly Maryland Lottery scratch-offs. We've got the Tree Trekkers 3-hour adventure ticket, and we've got that 4 tickets to any game regular season with the Frederick Keys all summer long. Each week we are giving those prizes away. So text right now, 888-465-2944. Again, that's 888-465-2944. All right, quick break. Then I'm going to recap the high wheel race. I went for the first time ever, or I'll recap what we saw of it, actually. And then I've got all the events in Frederick. And then Mama Cone and I act like we're on CSI when Vanessa shows us science-y things. And Susan informs me that for just $200, I can own the common market. That's a bargain. Plus Pawsome Pets, well, you'll meet an adorable kitty. All coming up right after this.
The Crab Shop is open. Join Habitat for Humanity of Frederick County, Maryland for the 9th annual Blue Crabs and Blueprints celebration on Saturday, August 24th at the Walkersville Carnival Grounds. This family-friendly day includes crabs from JB Seafood, food trucks, live music, and yard games. This fun-filled day supports Habitat's home repair and home build programs, making a difference year-round right here in Frederick County. Crabs must be pre-ordered by August 19th, so don't delay. Get your crabs now for this Maryland-style crab feed.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come sling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Don't forget about using those discount codes to save yourself a little bit of cash. That's what we're always trying to do here. Let's talk a little bit about who is making our market. Market Makers is sponsored by Pooling for Veterans. The flea market is coming up July 28th at the AmVets Farm, located right off 144 next to Tree Trekkers. Maybe you can actually do both in one day. 150 spaces are available, just $30 each. You can yard sale, or if you're a crafter, you can get a booth. Anyone with something to sell, even direct salespeople. All proceeds benefit Pooling for Veterans. If you're interested in selling, email outreach@poolingforveterans.org to reserve your space. The Common Market Co-op will be celebrating 50 years in business this August. I had no idea it had been around that long. That's amazing. And even what's more exciting, you can own a piece of the grocery store for just $200. Here's Susan Schulman, the marketing director, to tell me about that and more with the Common Market. Home of everything Frederick with Susan from Common Market. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I know. Yeah.
But I love that Common Market is still going strong. 2 locations here in Frederick, 7th Street and Route 85.
Exactly.
And if people aren't familiar with Common Market, maybe just give them the high-level view of what you guys are.
Sure. So we are a cooperative business. We have been in Frederick for 50 years. This is our 50th anniversary coming up in August. And we started as a buying club for people who wanted access to healthier foods in Frederick. And so we actually started operating out of somebody's living room, kind of like this space too.
Oh, that's great.
And we just continued to grow and grow. And the cooperative business model is an interesting one because anyone can be an owner of your business. REI is probably the most well-known cooperative, but if anybody has shopped at REI and become owners there, they kind of understand what that is. You get a rebate at the end of the year. The organization is profitable based on how much you've spent over the year.
And is that the same for Common Market?
It's the same. Yep, it's the same for Common
Market.
Market. Yeah. And so our investment is $200. It can be paid at once. It can be paid over $25 payments until you actually have your full ownership share.
So is that per year, or is that just one time?
Yep, it's just
Really?
to buy the one share.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
can you buy more than one share?
Nope, everybody buys one, so it's very equal. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that's the cooperative business model.
Okay.
So there are different kind of cooperatives. Some banks are cooperatives. REI is a clothing store. We happen to be a food cooperative. And so we have 2 grocery stores in Frederick, like you said.
Yeah.
One on Buckystown Pike and our newest one on 7th Street.
Yeah, and I love Common Markets. You know, you've got the delis, or you've got the little place where you can get fresh juices,
cafes,
cafes, where you can get sandwiches. And what's been the biggest challenge, taking away the pandemic, because I think that was the challenge for everybody,
Sure.
but like maybe over the last 12 months, what would you say has been the biggest challenge at Common Market?
Well, we've actually had a really good fiscal year. So we opened our second store during a pandemic, but whenever a business opens a second location, it does usually take at least a couple of years cycle to become profitable. And so we were kind of expecting, that we would have a couple of lean years. But I think now, we really have a solid team in place.
Nice.
We've got a really good, strong group of employees. And so, when you're not turning over employees as much, then you can really build your foundations and then move up from there. So, we've got very strong buying practices. We've got very strong receiving practices. We just have a lot of those foundational things in place that really help run a strong business.
Yeah, I know for a while there, it's like it was kind of all hands on deck. You were driving, delivering, just doing whatever needed to be done.
Yeah,
and it's nice that it's kind of evened out a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any particular goals for this next 12 months and objectives that you'd like to achieve?
Yeah, so we really now want to focus on training our staff. We want to make sure that we have good succession plans in place because I think that gives all staff the idea that they can move around within the business, that they can move up within the business. And so that helps create that job security that's really important, and that just also really makes your company and your operations stable.
Yes, for sure. Much stronger too. When you have employees who are empowered and feel like this is their thing, right?
Exactly.
A sense of ownership for real and for business. Are you guys hiring right now?
We are always hiring. Okay. And just going back, we have about 150 employees, but about 70 of them are owners of the business.
Oh, that's great.
So as I mentioned before, anyone can own the co-op.
Yeah.
So about 70 of our employees are co-op owners.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is truly a sense of ownership.
Yeah, for sure. And that just gives that little extra boost, to go to work every day.
Well, and like you say, when you get the rebate when things go well, it means you're always looking out for how can you make the company maybe more efficient or less waste or all of those things, which is important.
Exactly. So we are always hiring. We're particularly always hiring in the cafes.
Okay.
You mentioned, that we have a lot of takeaway and grab and goes. We are revamping our sandwich menu at both of our stores.
Okay.
So starting on July 8th.
Okay.
We will have a bunch of new sandwiches for people to order, and we'll have a lot more in the grab and go section for people to take out. We've also got, we'll have grain bowls at the 7th Street location. We will have smoothie bowls at the Route 85 location.
Oh,
so people need to check out both locations.
Yeah.
And we're also doing breakfast burritos at Route 85.
Wow.
So yeah, if you're looking for a quick and healthy breakfast, everything's made on a whole wheat wrap.
Nice.
And
the food is delicious. Juices are great. I mean, it really does. And there's such a variety of good, healthy foods. And I do love that you guys support local.
Yep.
So you're buying as much as possible from places within the region or Frederick or, just beyond.
Exactly. And that's another goal. You asked about goals for our next fiscal year. We really want to continue to support local and differentiate ourselves, from some of the other places that you can buy groceries by supporting local. Working with small local vendors takes more time, but that's part of the cooperative business, and it's what we really pride ourselves on.
Right.
We really pride ourselves on helping support local businesses. That keeps money in the local network. We don't have like a big CEO off somewhere far, far away, who's literally making millions or billions of dollars. So we all pretty much live and work locally. And we do like to support those local businesses.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. It's, again, like you say, it just makes our Frederick community even stronger, and knowing that you are, the customers who are there are actually also just giving right back to this community, which is great. So 50 years.
Yeah, 50
That's
years.
That's amazing. I didn't even realize that the common market had been around so long. So that's really great. So big things planned for later this summer?
Yeah, we have an event at our Route 85 store on Buckystown Pike. That's the 24th of August from
Okay.
12 till 3.
Okay.
Anyone can come, check us out. We've been doing an event called Loco for Local.
Yeah.
You've been to that
I
event
have.
before.
I have.
And so, yeah, we have 15 or 20 of our local vendors and community partners come in, give samples, chat
Great.
with
You
people.
get to taste so many different things,
Yeah.
and they're wonderful. It's
Yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a local band coming in to play live music.
Yeah.
Vendors from near and far are giving us a lot of things to sample, and
Yeah.
so it'll be a very fun celebration.
Yes,
and,
it
and
is.
a way to really mark that milestone.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive,
Yeah.
really. 50 years of doing
Yeah.
anything, I think, is really good.
And we have a couple of employees who've been with the company for close to 30 years, so they've really seen the change and been part of the change.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So when did Common Market move out of the home into a storefront?
Well, there were a couple of different places downtown
Okay.
that the market moved to. But we moved to Buckystown Pike in one iteration in the early aughts, I guess they call it. And then we moved into the space that we're in now in 2006.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. There was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to take away knowing about Common Market.
Yeah.
What would that be?
I think it would just be that everyone's welcome in our store. We really like to get to know the people that work with us and shop with us. And, we like to try to make the grocery shopping experience, which is pretty much a chore for people, right?
Right.
We like to make it a fun experience. And so we really pride ourselves on having good customer service, recognizing our regular customers. We run an entire education program, and so you don't even have to come into grocery shop if you don't want to. You can just come in, and take a class about health or education.
Yes.
And if you don't want to grocery shop, you could also just come in and get a sandwich or
Yes.
a coffee.
Yeah, and sit at the cafe and
yeah.
watch the world go by.
Yeah, so we really like to, be a community hub.
Yes.
As many Frederick businesses do. I think Frederick is just a really unique place to be.
Yes.
And I think that the people in Frederick are also what has contributed to the success.
Yeah,
and
I
the
agree.
longevity of Common
Yeah.
Market.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, we have over 9,000 owners, so there are a lot of people
Wow.
who own a share of the business.
Really?
Yeah.
9,000?
Yeah.
And this is it, 2 stores, right?
Two
There's
stores.
no- yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a fun event for our owners every October. It's our annual board meeting.
Oh.
But it's called Owner Fest. So,
Oh, fun.
we do like to have fun
Yeah.
in addition to sell groceries.
Well, that'd be one incentive to use to buy in, if nothing else, right?
exactly,
You get to hang out
exactly.
with all the other owners.
Yeah.
Do a lot of them come?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yep. It's a very big party.
Do you vote on anything at the time, or
Yeah, we always vote on board members, so we have 9 board members.
Okay.
We're in an election cycle now, so if anybody wants to become a board member at the Common Market, now's the time to fill out your application.
Oh, wow.
So we do have an election. And last year we updated our bylaws, and so that was something that was on the ballot.
Oh,
So yeah, we
nice.
do have an annual election.
I love it.
Yep,
I
and
love it.
everyone gets a vote.
Yes,
Yeah,
we love that.
Every
too.
owner gets a vote.
Yes. All right. Well, if you haven't been, go check out the Common Market. Healthy, good, locally sourced food as much as possible. And some great people. And you do see the same people over and over. I do love that, where
Yeah.
you go in and you kind of feel like, oh, I'm kind of at a place that people know me, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Exactly.
All right, we want to thank Susan and Common Market, and we'll make sure and put the event in August onto our calendar, and we'll remind you guys of it as it gets closer. All right, thank you
Great.
so much.
Thanks, Dani. Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course.
I want to thank Susan and Common Market. If you haven't been into either one of those stores, what are you waiting for? It's great. All right, let's talk about what's happening in Frederick. In Frederick is sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors, serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank, anything you can put on your floor they can handle. I haven't actually asked him about those penny floors yet. So if you're thinking about doing that, I'm not quite sure about that, but they have done some gorgeous work. When you give them a call at 301-948-9663, you're going to ask for Jeff. That's my little brother. And ask him to show you the pictures of the brass inlaid floor they did. It is absolutely phenomenal. There's kind of a funny story that goes with it. Maybe he'll tell you that too. But you can go to atlaswoodfloors.net and schedule a quote today. All right, first I want to show you a recap of the high wheel race.
Sound of your people.
It was a hot day. I had picked up my brother and nephew from the airport, and then we scooted straight downtown to see the high wheel race. It was very cool. I've never been downtown Frederick during this, and I thought I had heard that we are the only high wheel race that exists. Like I said, gorgeous Saturday afternoon, but extraordinarily hot. And we had a 4-year-old with us. So you can bet we stopped at the North Market Pop Shop on the way out because we had to walk right by them when we got down there. And I think we were all ready for a little bit of ice cream for sure. These things do not look comfortable at all. And none of the racers looked like they were actually having a good time. And I say that kind of in jest, but these bikes, I mean, I'm telling you, first of all, the handlebars have little bumps curved out so that your knees can actually pedal. There were a couple ladies who were riding as well. We loved seeing their costumes and hats. One gentleman was in like a lederhosen that looked extraordinarily hot. I mean, it looked thick and heavy, and I felt very bad for him. But we watched a couple of the heats, and then we started walking up toward City Hall where the lawn party was happening. And let me just tell you, we were the last to go there. There were quite a number of people, but these things are pretty cool. We really had a good time watching. Next year, I am definitely going to get there early and set up a space where I can actually sit and see the racers go by. But yeah, this is the City Hall lawn party. Tons of people here. Our Frederick Flying Cows, Trey, and a couple of our interns were there with that inflatable basketball shooting net, and they were actually telling kids about camp, which starts today. But very cool inside. So, of course, they had food trucks. There was a beer garden. That whole thing was a beer garden. So if you wanted to enjoy a beer or two, you could do that. Thankfully, they were handing out nice cold water in those nice aluminum cans that they have at Alive at 5. But ton of people came out to support the high wheel race, and definitely going to have to mark my calendar for next year because really great time, and sitting under that shade, it would be perfect. Now, all along the streets, there were tons of people, and they had bikes from the past. And this guy was hilarious. He was doing his own little, like, old day BMX show, riding up and down Market Street. But very, very cool event, educational. They were talking all about how the bikes progressed throughout the years, and just loved it. I don't know how many racers come into town, though when we were eating at Benstown on Friday night, we saw a bunch of them riding up Bench Street and maybe practicing or just getting their ride in to promote the race. I'm not really sure, but yeah, have a look at these people. They're in period costumes. Again, it was like 100 degrees. I don't know how they survived that, but and then of course you have the tandem bikes. Have you ever ridden a tandem bike? I have not. I don't. I don't know how I would go with that. But anyway, they have the tandem bikes, and I believe these are like from the 1890s. And this guy, I don't know what the deal was of him riding it solo, but I guess to show that it's possible to ride a tandem bike alone. Anyway, a lot of fun next year for sure. I will get down there to see the whole thing. Apparently there's like 2 or 3 heats, and then there's the final race, and a lot of fun. Frederick is such a great place. We got so much great stuff going on. And let's talk about what's happening in Frederick this coming week and weekend. Let me just pull up our trusty calendar here so that you too can see. Now you can go to promocircus.com. Promo Circus is the name of my company that kind of is the umbrella for Good Morning Frederick and all of my marketing and consulting that I do. All right, today is the first day of the Flying Cows basketball camp. I believe there is still space available for next week. July 22nd, they start there next week. I told Mama Cone I was going to drop her off at camp this week. Might have to do that after the show. We've got some other things on here. Of course, we've got a lot of the programming with our Frederick County Public Library. So if you see Baby Story Time several times, generally that means it's at a different branch. But there are so many great things that happen for free at our local library. So if you've got some kids you're looking to entertain, it's going to be hot, hot, hot this week, today and tomorrow for sure. Take them inside where it's nice and cool, nicely air conditioned. Maybe go for a ride and visit a branch library that's outside of your community. You get to show them something different, put the kids in the car for a little bit, and get them out of the house. There is also a Pilates class at 2 o'clock today. That is at the center, Frederick, at 28 East 6th Street. If you've ever wanted to try Pilates, now might be a good time. I know I've always wanted to try it, but I haven't yet. So let me know how that goes. The Urbana Fire Department Carnival opens this evening. The times were not updated when I put this online. I'm going to double check. I think when I talked to Rob, he says rides run until like 11 o'clock at night. So you might have some time. You might want to get there earlier, but I think they're open pretty late. And the I Don't Like Mondays comedy showcase at Rack Brewing. Actually, I met a gentleman the other day at our social networking event at the Home of Everything Frederick, which is the first Wednesday of every month from 5 to 7, who says he does the open mics at Rack and has a great time. So you can check that out as well. Tennis camp is tomorrow at 9 o'clock on the tennis courts next to the swimming pool in Baker Park. You can check that out. Maybe your kid wants to learn, or maybe they play tennis already and you want to check that out. Also, tomorrow might be a good day when it's supposed to be like 112, basically with the heat index, to check out Regal Westview's $1 movies. That's a great deal. Gets the kids out of the heat for a couple of hours, and you can take them to Regal's Summer Movie Express. There is also farmers markets all week, and there is a movement class at the Center Frederick as well, 28 East 6th Street. You can check that out. I don't know why that's on twice. I'm going to have to double check that. Again, I don't know what I do sometimes to double some of these things up. Let's see what happens towards the end of this week. Oh, how about Wednesday? Intro to Calligraphy at the Frederick Book Arts Center. I've always wanted to be able to write like that, nice and neat. I think it's too late for me now, but if you've ever wanted to master calligraphy, maybe this will be a good introduction. You can reach out to the Frederick Book Arts Center and find out more information. 6 o'clock on Wednesday. And how about Salsa Under the Stars on Wednesday night, 7 to 10 p.m. at the Sky Stage. This would be a great time to do it in the evenings. Hopefully it's a little bit cooler. Just a $5 donation, and you can salsa under the stars. Let's see, coming Thursday, of course, we've got Alive at 5. You can mark your calendar for that as well. This week on the 18th, Ryan Watkins Jazz is playing this week at Alive at 5. We were there last week. We had a great time. I haven't been as much as I wanted to, actually. It's kind of sad, but it's been so hot. And then Art at Night, the artist Michael Hunter Thompson will be at the Delaplane Arts Center on Thursday evening from 7 to 8 p.m. You can check that out. This weekend, let's see, do we have anything great happening? Vanish Hall, which is up in Boonesboro. Fallen Free, a tribute to Tom Petty, is playing at Vanish Hall. It looks like a great venue. I have not been there yet, but I know a lot of people who have, and they say it's a fantastic venue to visit. So Vanish Hall, you can check that out. And then Saturday, don't forget about the Kids and Families Maryland double-decker tours that run. There is no better thing than seeing Frederick atop the open-air double-decker bus. These buses are so cool and such a great addition to Frederick. I think it's so fun. That's kind of going to be my thing when somebody comes to visit. We're going to take them on that double-decker bus. And yes, brother, we shall take you and nephew along on a ride. I think he will really, really love it. You can check out one of the ghost tours that happens if you look up MarylandGhostTours.com. Probably not great for the 4-year-old, but certainly very interesting, mostly historic, I would say, than ghosty. But you do take a walk around Frederick, which was, very active during the Civil War, and we were a hospital here and a stopping point for a lot of the soldiers. So they say it is haunted. You shall see. And then coming on Sunday, perhaps you might want to go tubing. The river, I think, would be very, very low because we have not gotten a lot of rain, but I'm not sure. We'll have to check that out. I have been tubing before. It was ages ago, though. And then, of course, you got the summer concert series every Sunday in the summer at 7 p.m. at the Baker Park Bandshell. This week, it is DuPont Brass playing. Those are great concerts and a lot of fun, and you will definitely see people at that event. Okay, don't forget, the August 1st Distillery Dash is on the calendar. That benefits the Mount Olivet Historic Preservation Fund. Just $10. It's a 2-mile run or walk. And then the after party is at McClintock's. That's August 1st. August 17th is Climbing for a Cause at Tree Trekkers to benefit the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. And August 24th is Blue Crabs and Blueprints to benefit Habitat for Humanity, Frederick County. And you get crab feed and entertainment. And if you don't like crabs, there is a ticket you can purchase where you can get your food from one of the food trucks and still come out to support anyway. I am the MC for that event, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a good time. All right, so if you need this calendar, just go to promocircus.com and you can find it under Everything Frederick Live. And you can email me to have your event included on the calendar, everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right, going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be science-y with Vanessa, and we're going to check out our Pawsome Pet for this Monday. That is coming up right after this message.
All-in-One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shadow family beyond compare.
The Crab Shop is open. Join Habitat for Humanity of Frederick County, Maryland for the 9th annual Blue Crabs and Blueprints celebration on Saturday, August 24th at the Walkersville Carnival Grounds. This family-friendly day includes crabs from JB Seafood, food trucks, live music, and yard games. This fun-filled day supports Habitat's home repair and home build programs, making a difference year-round right here in Frederick County. Crabs must be pre-ordered by August 19th, so don't delay. Get your crabs now for this Maryland-style crab feed.
A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and it's right here in Frederick. You can contact A&S Construction because they specialize in roofing and siding, and they can take care of those windows and gutters. And maybe you've been wanting that new patio or deck, or maybe it needs a lot of repair. They can help you. Give Sandra a call at 301-703-2157, or you can email info@ansconstruction.net, or of course you can visit them on the web, ansconstruction.net. They're going to help you, and they're going to take great care of you, and they've got a great local team who will get the work done well and as speedy as they can. So if you've always wanted maybe to give your house a new look with some new siding, give them a call. 301-703-2157, ansconstruction.net. Don't forget about that $750 off any roof or siding replacement, or $50 off any roof repairs. All right, we've got another market maker coming right now. Market Makers, sponsored by Dublin Roasters, the Frederick Coffee House fueled by love and positivity. You can visit Dublin Roasters at 1780 North Market Street or at DublinRoastersCoffee.com, where you can order, maybe get a subscription and get that coffee you love every single month. All right, Vanessa is a super smart science nerd. She said the word, not me, who loved forensics and thought she'd be forever with the FBI, but life happens. And now this mom has decided to take her knowledge to kids everywhere. Meet Vanessa Hobbs as she makes science fun. And she really does. At the new Fitzy Edge, Maryland Edge, I think is the official name, right?
Yes.
And if you're not aware, Frederick has always had a business startup incubator. I was actually a part of it way back in 2008 on Metropolitan Court near English Muffin Way. But now the brand new facility is stunning and is on Ballinger Center Drive. And I'm here with Vanessa, and I'll need an interpreter for most of what she talks about because she's very, very smart. And science is, you say it's not, we're not looking for more women. I mean, obviously we love more women in science, but it's not lacking.
Yes.
In women in science, which is
well,
awesome.
in the educational sphere.
Yeah.
When it comes to education, when it comes to being in the science field, there's a lot less of us.
Right.
But mainly it comes down to a lot of family commitments.
Sure.
And science isn't really a field that has a lot of part-time jobs in it.
Yeah, you're either all committed or you're
Yeah.
not, right? You're either full in or not. So you have a long history with science, 2 master's degrees, and you moved to Frederick because you have a husband who is committed to the service, which we thank him for that, and you
And he's a
as
scientist
a family.
too.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Of course y'all are. That makes perfect sense, actually. Coming from, you said there were no scientists, but there were educators in your family,
Yes.
so that makes kind of sense to me. But so you guys moved up here right before the pandemic, and you said, "Oh my gosh, I need to do something."
Yeah.
And that led you to?
So basically, I missed being in the lab, and I missed teaching, and I missed people.
Yeah.
So when the stimulus rolled around and we had a little bit of extra money, I contacted a science company, and they were willing to sell me science equipment to my home.
Oh, wow.
Which is the hard part.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there was some paperwork with that.
Yeah, so certain companies, yes, certain companies, no.
Yeah,
So I found the company that would, and I bought bare minimum, and I started with 4 students teaching protein purification in my dining room table. And
okay, what is that? What is
So
Again,
the students basically would take DNA, they would put it in bacteria and make the bacteria glow with a protein. And then we could pull that protein out, and then they could purify it to make it by itself. And so we were doing that all at my dining room table. And so about 2 years into that, I really wanted to run a biotech intensive. But not a lot of people want to show up to your house. I asked around in one of the Frederick pages, and somebody said, hey, you really should check out Fitzy. Eventually joined, and then I've been running classes here for the past year.
That's unreal. But people are interested in this, that they have access to someone with your skill set is just phenomenal. Like, really, it is.
Most students are not going to have access to any biotechnology until they're typically a junior or a senior in high school. And they're typically only going to make that available to students who are higher performing students, so the AP level students. So you're missing a large segment of the population that might be interested.
You don't have to be an AP student to love and enjoy these sciences and be successful.
Well,
I'm
and
assuming. Is that true or not true?
I can go all the way down to middle schoolers, and I have children in elementary school. My children have been exposed to it, so I know it can be done. It's a little bit easier to implement in the middle school years, but I think it's hard too because the public schools have benchmarks and they have to meet certain things and they have to make sure they have those basics. Unfortunately, we lose some of the fun stuff. And so my goal is to bring the fun stuff at earlier ages where students around middle school are going to start to not be interested in science anymore. So let's show them some glowing bacteria. I'll be running a camp. I'll have middle schoolers. They're going to be purifying protein. They will be testing fish DNA to make sure it's the actual fish they say it is. They'll be testing their own genes. So if we have the time, if we have the equipment, it can be implemented at younger levels.
Having access to, again, making these professions that you wouldn't necessarily classify as fun, make them fun and interactive and kind of cool, I think. And those types of things that you're doing seem very cool to me. And I would like go, hey, I want to make protein glow or whatever. And that you can do that in a week's camp. That's pretty impressive too, right? So the company you founded is called...
So it started out as Hobbs Science Tutorial, but it got a little too big for me wanting my name in it. So we have changed our name to Serious About Science.
Serious About Science. I like that. Serious About Science. It has a good ring to it. And your goal for that this year is to do what? What would you like to achieve?
So my goal is to be able to develop things that can move outside of Frederick. So right now I can develop classes with Clifton, with Living Well Youth Works, or with a local nonprofit called Cells. There's those organizations I can work with here. Being able to implement science kits that move beyond making slime. Anyone can make slime. I just want to make it interesting and build it to the students versus making all the students fit into the science box.
Very interesting. And do you feel like you're on your way kind of proving the concept with people here and then being able to put it in a literal box and ship it to people?
Well, that's the hard part. Once you start doing that, then that's a whole... There's advertising. That's you're
she
reaching.
Says that like I say science.
Yes, exactly. Or English. When you said that.
Exactly. We all have our skills, right? Next expertise. which is awesome, right? There's space for everybody. Are there camps or times that people who are watching can access you? What is?
So I have a website, and if you go to my courses page, you can see the biotechnology camp that is available. Also, if you sign up for my email list, or also log on, there's a free forensic blood typing lab that you can do at home using milk and vinegar. And so there's lots of ways that I would like to basically make science interesting again.
I think, again, if science was fun and interesting like this, to me, that's the way I learn. Are you doing virtual?
Yes, so I do have a virtual class coming up in the fall. I have a version where it's just lecture and some hands-on at-home things. And then I also have the one where you can buy a complete kit that, I'm sending you the pig fetus, so you can do an autopsy on
wow.
a fetal pig.
Yeah.
You're doing toxicology in a urinalysis lab, and you're doing...
I'd love to see the forms you had to submit to UPS or USPS to get, hey,
Small
I'm
amounts
sending...
of chemicals are okay. And my UPS guy's probably very concerned about it.
Yeah, I bet. Like, oh boy, I'm going to make a note of this delivery. That's great, though. Producing people who are going to potentially cure diseases tomorrow, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and these students their brains aren't in that box that we as adults are.
Yeah.
And this is the generation that's going to cure cancer and many conditions that we would not have even thought of.
Yeah.
And so being able to get them early, and so think about it. If you have a family member that's ill with some type of disease, you're going to research it.
Yeah.
You become an expert on that.
Yeah.
Kids can do that.
Yeah.
And they can put that into play in ways that we can't.
Yeah, 100%, I believe. It's certainly when you definitely are focused on, hey, yeah, my sister has this cancer, my brother has this condition, and how can we solve it? That's a lot of motivation for young people. Now, your motivation was just pure wanting to know?
I'm a science nerd.
You are a science
I
nerd.
can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I feel like I've never been further away from somebody in scope and so connected in other ways. It's so amazing how our brains work, really. But now you were telling me a little bit about your study in neuroscience and what you were studying. Has there been anything in your course of education that you went, holy crap, I can't believe that's what happened? Or have you always kind of said, this has turned out exactly the way I thought it would?
Nothing in life has turned out exactly the way I thought.
Okay, at least I feel good about that. You were on the same plane there.
No, because 20-year-old me was going to work at the FBI, and
right.
Yeah, and then that's not what it turned into.
Right. Okay.
So I've been able to keep the interest of forensics and instill that in my own children. And so I can kind of live through them, and they get to do the things that interested me around that age. But I did not see myself being in education. That was not where I intended to go. That's just kind of where it settled. Which is life.
Well, it is life, and life pushes on paths that we might not have predicted, but at the time, then you go, hey, okay, this is pretty cool. Well, this is pretty cool. So we're in the lab.
Yes, this is the educational space, and so this is where I'll sometimes hold classes. I do them here as well as in the conference room over at the Metro location. And so I basically have a mobile biotech lab where I can run them both, and I lug them from location to location.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, again, giving people access where they wouldn't have normally been able to get as far in their research or studies or whatever, having access.
I would say that it's a lot harder to commit crime now than
yeah.
it used to be. I do think that we as a society need to do a better job of bringing our science curriculum and including these techniques a lot earlier than just saving it for the people who make straight A's.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody deserves to be able to do this.
Yeah.
I want to thank Vanessa. I love that the majority of look on my face throughout that video is kind of dumbfounded. I didn't understand, but it was very cool how she explained that certain proteins react to positive or negative charges, which is actually what gives you the banding that happened in that experiment. And of course, she said when you run DNA, you obviously don't always get all of those proteins, and you have to kind of figure things out, which is where the courts and all of that comes in. But very, very interesting, and we had a great time there. So if your kids are interested in science, or maybe they're not interested at all, maybe they just need somebody to teach who has a passion for science that is infectious, and Vanessa does that. So check her out. All right, let's move on to Pawsome Pets, sponsored by Pet and Home Care, trusted and reliable care since 1999, providing top quality service from highly trained pet care professionals. Whether you need pet sitting, doggy daycare, or kenneling, Pet and Home Care is the best choice with simple online scheduling and 24/7 availability. They are always there for you. Go to petandhomecare.com for more information. All right, each week I head to Frederick County Animal Control, and it's amazing I don't walk out with any animals. This week, Sean introduces me to the sweetest kitty.
Frederick County Animal Shelter and Good Morning Frederick proudly present Pawsome Pets. Sponsored by Pet and Home Care. Now let's meet today's adorable adoptable pet.
At Frederick County Animal Control on Rosemont Avenue with Sean Snyder. How are you?
Good, thanks for stopping by again.
Yeah, of course. So who do we have today?
So today I'm going to talk about a cat named Suni. And Suni's kind of, she's somewhat unique because she's the only cat we have right now that fits the 9 to 10 month old age range.
Okay, so if you don't want a little kitten and you don't want something a little older, she's,
Yeah, she's the best of both worlds. And Linda, our old director, used to always say people should get what they want. So if people want a kitten, by all means, we have kittens now. But if you're not really sure, Suni's that perfect age that she's still playful. She'll like to explore but not be mischievous about it. That she's knocking down grandma's vase or any of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, she will sit down on your lap and just relax.
Aww.
So there's some value in having a cat that here is how Suni is, and this is how she's going to be.
Yeah.
We hear at times, not all the time, that people will get a kitten and be like, I just wanted it to be a lap cat, and it just runs around, it won't sit down. And kittens do go through that phase too, where they don't want to be restrained.
Yeah.
They want to run, they want to explore. The last thing they want is to be held and cuddled.
Yeah.
Now every once in a while you'll get them that they will relax,
Yeah.
but for the most part. So Suni is about 6 pounds. She's still on the petite side.
Yeah.
She's obviously not full grown. She was found on the Golden Mile by Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, wow.
So obviously
so
not
she
a...
loves,
well,
maybe she's got a...
and maybe she was looking for a
Premium.
free meal, but obviously not a safe place for cats to be.
No,
so,
not a safe place.
an officer brought her in here. No owner came forward. She's been with us since June 16th.
Aww.
Since she's been in our care, we've spayed her, we've microchipped her, brought her up to date on her routine vaccination. So she's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
She is in our greeter cage right now. And when I say that, people are like, what's that mean?
Yeah.
When you walk in our adoption floor, there's the first cage, and we call that the greeter cage. And those cats that get to live in that are usually the most confident, the most outgoing, because they have continual traffic all day, whether it's visitors or our staff going to the back of the building. So typically cats in those first few cages have to be pretty outgoing. They have to be willing to let people stop by and stick their fingers in, which we don't encourage, but we understand. So, it's one of those things. And she's done well in there, and she's just now competing with probably our youngest kittens on the adoption floor are about 9 weeks old,
Oh
10
my
weeks old.
gosh.
So,
yeah, it's kind of tough. Poor Sunny. All right. So if families are interested in coming to see Sunny, what do they need to do?
So you make an appointment still to visit. And we get a little, I think I've said this, sometimes people don't like that, and there are reasons. We're getting ready to do an expansion.
Yeah.
So we figure instead of pulling these appointments away when we're going to be living during renovation, we'll keep the appointments for now. So you can make your appointment at visitfcac.as.me.
Yeah.
Or you're not a computer user, obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably on a computer. But if you want to call us, you can. The number's 301-600-1546, and we'd be happy to make a reservation for you.
Yeah, so make your reservation. You can come on in and see Sunny, plus all the other cats and kittens that are on the floor.
Yeah, right now we just ran the numbers. We have 129 cats that we're caring for in some way.
Wow.
Now, 60 of those are living in foster homes.
Okay.
So those are likely kittens and mother cats raising their kittens in someone's home. I mean, we couldn't do what we do without our foster care program.
Right.
So, you know, those will come in at different times. So as they get old enough, so on and so forth. But right now, there's, if I had to put a number on it, probably about 30-ish cats on our adoption floor.
Okay.
We have about, let me do a quick numbers here, maybe about 15 dogs available for adoption.
Okay.
Of course, we always have guinea pigs and rabbits. Right now, we have a couple mice and a couple parakeets.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have...
Those are animals we often don't talk about.
Yeah.
You know, you guys typically do have some of those guinea pigs or things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
We're-
rabbits every now and then.
Yeah, well, it seems like we always have guinea pigs and rabbits. You know, the hamsters, gerbils, mice kind of come and go. But a lot of people don't realize we're a domesticated animal agency. So if there's a homeless domesticated animal, it has the potential to be living here. You know, we don't do wildlife per se. So we get calls about that, and we have to kind of reroute them. But domesticated animals.
Yeah, we've talked to a couple people who do the wild animal thing. So yeah, that's great. All right, visit fcac.as.me. Make your appointment. You can fill out that application, get all of that going, and then come on in and see these great animals that they have here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you,
Appreciate
Dani.
it.
All right, if you want a kitty, she's gorgeous. You can check her out. All right, coming up on tomorrow's show, Amanda Bianco is a local artist who's taken her talents to water bottles and laptops. Well, her stickers anyway. And she does have some super fun Frederick-centric designs. And you'll meet Brandon and Laura from Ecoplantia, who are passionate about native plants. All right, we're on all the socials. Please give us a like, follow, and comment. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers by September. Can you help? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you haven't shared the YouTube channel, please do that. And maybe tell a friend or two. Ask them, have you seen Good Morning Frederick? All right, get out there. Have an awesome week. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9. And be great, Frederick.
From downtown.